In today's video, I want to go over one of Garmin's special watches, the Garmin Instinct 2. I call it special because a variation of this watch has the potential for unlimited battery life. Yeah, that's right. A smartwatch with unlimited battery life. If you're interested, as always, links will be down below for you to pick the product up or to read more about it. I've been using the Instinct 2 for about a week now, and I actually love this watch just a little more than I ever thought I would. If you're thinking about picking this watch up, you'll be happy to know that this watch is rugged, and I mean really rugged. Not only is the display of the watch heavily protected by the bezel, but the watch is also built from a chemically strengthened fiber reinforced polymer. Or in less fancy terms, it is plastic that is supported by fiber for added strength. The feel of the watch, even though it's plastic, does not feel cheap at all. It feels like a well-built, dense product that can withstand some abuse, which is exactly what Garmin was going for. I absolutely love it because this is the type of watch that you can kind of do anything with without feeling a little too worried. For example, my Epix is also built from that same fibers, the plastic fibers, but it's also has the titanium plate as well as that titanium back plate, and it is coated with diamond-like carbon. So it is also very durable, but you know, it's also $1,000 watch. So doing yard work in $1,000 watch may not be the thing I'm comfortable with, at least, you know, but it's still durable. It can, but it's just a type of mental thing. You know, do I really want to do yard work with $1,000 watch, or do I want to do yard work with a $350 watch? You see where I'm getting at? The screen of the Instinct 2 is made from Corning's Gorilla Glass with a DX coating on top. It is scratch resistant but not scratch proof, so do keep that in mind. On the back, we do get Garmin's brand new Elevate 4 sensors, which are super accurate for many different sport profiles. And oh boy, does this watch have a ton of sport profiles. The list just keeps going and going. It really has almost everything that anyone could ever want, at least in a watch. It's truly crazy how much Garmin has packed into this watch. On a side note, I really like how this $350 watch has the same exact sensors as Garmin's $1,000 watch. That way you can still benefit from all the health features without, you know, selling your liver on the black market to help afford the Epix. So the title of this video clearly states unlimited battery life, so let me go ahead and talk a little bit more on that. So yeah, the watch is capable of doing that because of its photovoltaic solar panels located on the entire watch face. My watch in particular isn't the solar variant, but when you do get the solar variant, this entire black section of the screen will be where the solar panels are located. That section will use 100% of the solar energy. But it doesn't stop there. The entire display is also photovoltaic, but only captures 10% of the solar energy. By the way, guys, if you are enjoying today's video, I would definitely appreciate you hitting that thumbs up button because that helps this video and channel out quite a bit, and I always appreciate it. Only the 45mm watch will be capable of unlimited battery life if you do pick up the solar model, and that is if you spend 3 hours, I was about to say 3 years. That is if you spend 3 hours a day outside at around 50,000 lux conditions. And that's actually not too bright. You can still manage to get 50,000 lux from the sun, even under some decent cloud cover. So it's definitely doable. It all just depends on how much time you spend outside. Maybe you don't even need the solar variant as much as you want it. But how long is the battery life on the non-solar model, which is the one I have? It's still 28 days on a single charge. It does take around 2 hours to fully charge, which is normally something that I would consider a bad thing if we're looking at the Apple Watch or the Galaxy Watch, which need to be charged every 1 or 2 days. But considering the fact that you only really need to charge this basically once a month, depending on how you use it, 2 hours is really not that bad at all. In fact, it is crazy fast in that case. I also like that if you do pick up the Instinct 2, you're not really missing a whole lot from the Garmin Fenix line, which is kind of more their flagship, made for everyone type of watches, but those do start out at around $800, I believe, and this is $350, at least for the non-solar. The solar is $450. So that is a pretty big gap, but not everyone will take advantage of what the Fenix will bring, which is exactly why this watch is the way it is and priced the way it is. There are some few obvious differences, such as the screen being a monochrome memory in pixel display, whereas the Fenix line has that same display but it's colored. The Instinct 2 also does not have touchscreen, but the 5-button navigation is still there and the buttons are very clicky, which is what I love. It gives you a nice feedback so you know for a fact that you did click on that button. Other key differences is that since this is a monochrome display, you're not getting maps like on the Fenix or on the Epix line of watches, which can actually give you a full topographical map. But the Instinct 2 can still use stuff like trackback, which can help you navigate your way back to the starting point using a type of breadcrumb trail. When it comes to connectivity, the Instinct 2 is not an all systems smartwatch. So what I mean by that is usually, like for example, on the Fenix or on the Epix, you can connect to GPS, Galileo, or GLONASS. That's the one. But this watch can only connect to GPS and Galileo or GPS and GLONASS, but not all three. But honestly, from my testing, I didn't really find that big of a difference. It might make more of a difference when you're trail running or hiking through some deep forests or in the mountains where it's super hard to get a GPS connection. But if you're just trail running in your city, you shouldn't really find any big differences between all systems or just picking between two of them. So what about the heart rate accuracy for stuff like running? Now, funny enough, this watch is actually more accurate than my $1,000 Epix, but not because the heart rate sensors are different. They're the exact same. The reason it's slightly more accurate is because of the weight. This is a 52-gram watch, whereas the Epix is a 76-gram watch. Obviously, the heavier a watch is, the more it'll kind of bounce around and kind of move around your wrist as you're doing running, sprinting, or even just really any workout that involves movement. And the more a watch moves around on your wrist, the less accurate the heart rate sensor will be, and this goes for any smartwatch. So since this is a smartwatch, what kind of smartwatch features does this exactly have? This watch is kind of like a sleeper watch. When you're looking at it, it doesn't really seem like it can do a whole lot, but that couldn't be further from the truth. We've already seen the insane amount of sport profiles this watch has, and we've already seen the track back function when using the GPS. But it could also display notifications from apps as well as text message notifications and call notifications. If you paired the Instinct 2 with an Android phone, you'll actually be able to send quick replies whenever you receive a text message. If you pair it up with an iPhone, you will still get notifications, text message notifications, but you cannot reply to it. And this isn't on Garmin's fault. Garmin would love the idea to incorporate that into working with iPhones. It's an Apple thing. So you know this already. Apple is very closed down. So that's not Garmin's fault. Other smartwatch features are things like sleep tracking. You can view the info on the watch or on the Garmin Connect app and check exactly how long you've been in light sleep or deep sleep, as well as give you the 7-day average. You can even install third-party apps that give you even more data, like tracking your hydration levels. If you're doing outdoor activities when it's 72 degrees outside or hotter, this watch will also tell you how acclimated you are to the heat by showing you a percentage. So it's a nice feature to see how well your body is being accustomed to training in the heat. So the higher the percentage, the better it is. The lower the percentage, the worse it is. And of course, come winter, the heat acclimation will go down. Come summertime, the heat acclimation goes up. Now, this also works with altitude acclimation. So if you ever move to a higher altitude area, for example, like Colorado, and you start living there, you start training there, the watch will also tell you how acclimated you are to training in higher altitudes. So this watch kind of gives you all the information that you could possibly want from a watch. I mean, for $350, this watch kind of gives everything to you. Other smartwatch features this watch has is the ability to change watch faces, as well as changing the complications that you see on the watch face, and even downloading third-party watch faces using the Garmin Connect IQ app. So that way you can find the perfect watch face for you. So do I recommend this watch? Absolutely. If you're looking for a watch that is very rugged, a watch that won't break the bank, a watch that has almost every health feature included, and whether you get solar or non-solar, you still get 28 days of battery life, which is insane, then yeah, this is kind of like the perfect purchase. So what do you guys think about the Garmin Instinct 2? Do you love it? Do you hate it? I'm really curious into knowing what you guys have to think, because after all, I'm just a reviewer and you guys are the consumers. So at the end of the day, your opinion matters a whole lot more than my opinion. If you found today's video to be helpful or just entertaining, I definitely appreciate you hitting that like button. And if you are new here, consider subscribing for more videos similar to this. This was Mark from Mark's Tech. Adios.